Hello everyone, I'm happy to announce that I got 11th at the Indy Regional this weekend with Power Patron Veilance, the deck that I made a profile on last video. It did really well. I did change some things from that profile, but it is mostly the same. I'll go ahead and put the profile I played on screen now if you don't want to watch the deck profile, because I'm going to go very in depth on why I played certain things and just the general theory and mostly how it all went now that I've actually played this deck for a 9-round tournament, or this tournament was 8 rounds, an 8-round tournament. But in short, this deck felt great. There were some choices and some things I definitely want to change. It was far from perfect, but this deck itself is very, very good. This is the best I've ever done at a regional, and I think it shows with how good this deck actually is. And notably, I wasn't on anything crazy unfair. In the side, I have some pretty unfair stuff. But main deck, the deck is very fair, which I think is very different to most Power Patron lists. So I'm excited to get into it, so let's do it. So to start out, I've got our Power Patron main deck monsters. I've got 3 Vidolium, 3 Nervado, 2 Gepredo, and 2 Junoldo. So these are the heart and soul of the deck. These are the reason the deck is good. All of these monsters have effects when they are put into the extra deck. Vidolium is a 1-card starter, as it allows it to pop itself in the scale, go into the extra, and then search you any Power Patron card. Nervado is really good. It allows you to summon a Power Patron from your deck or face up extra if it goes to the extra. It also has the scale effect to negate a monster effect that responds to a Power Patron monster effect on resolution. This only came up once, but it was quite good. This card is the best one, especially since you can use it to make non-finito, which can get you to full combo by setting the Archmage Continuous spell from deck. Gepredo was fine. Drawing this with a Power Patron is pretty good, as it kind of forces an interaction from your opponent, especially if they don't know what you're on and they think you might be on Doomsday. So it'll destroy. So they're worried this will go super plus if it resolves. And then Ginoldo is the only one I think I might want to change the ratios of. This card was so bad to draw all day. There was one match where I drew like it and another engine piece that wasn't a starter, and I lost the game because of it. If this was like, I think legitimately any other Power Patron monster, I probably could have gotten that game. Really, really frustrating. This card felt really bad all day. It's good and you need to play it. Like all of the effects come up, the draw 2, the add back, like it's important for combos, but I hate drawing this card. It feels so terrible. It's one of the reasons I wanted to play a really big card count, which by the way, this is a 56 card list. But these are all really good. They're the reason to play the deck. Going to the extra, triggering when you go to the extra for a pendulum deck is so strong. Then we've got our normal summon, 3 copies of Medius the Pure, who just searches or summons a Power Patron from the deck, and then in the grave it can shuffle a monster back to summon itself back. This card is crazy. I see a lot of Power Patron lists only play 1 of this or 2 of this, and in 40 I think that's fine. In a list this big, I think there's no reason not to play more of this card. Also, it's really good into Droll. If you like normal this, summon Nervado, make non-finito, set recapture, you just like beat Droll for free, which is crazy. I really like this card. I think it's very, very good. I also don't really play anything else that I'd consider like a normal summon outside of, I guess, Shade maybe. So it's not like I have anything conflicting with this card. So I really like it. Card's very, very good. Then we have our Power Patron spells. We've got 3 Terminus and 1 Vidolia. Terminus is the best card in the deck, probably. Sending a Power Patron and then searching a Dark Fairy is insane. I will say, I think people use this card wrong a lot of the time. I played against a Power Patron opponent, and they were going Terminus, search Medius, send whoever. The reason I think that's worse is that plays way harder into hand traps. Any, like an Imperm, or a Veiler, or an Ash, or anything, stopping the Medius makes this card basically trade 1 for 1, when if you grab Vidolium instead, unless your opponent has a Bell, you will always trade at minimum 2 for 1 with just this card, which is very, very good. It basically means that you force them to Ash this or negate this somehow, or else it doesn't matter, and if they have Imperm, you just play through it. It's crazy. Yeah, this card's unbelievable. Vidolia is fine. It definitely is a good card. Like, you definitely need to play it. I don't like drawing it in my opener, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's still a starter. It's just a very costly starter, right? It's bad on card economy. Um, but I will say, while this card was super important for killing the opponent, if you guys don't know, it makes all your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack for every banished card. Um, a lot of my wins during the event were me summoning Vidolium, banishing everything from the grave, and having buffed him to 10k attack, and then using this to make my opponent's monsters all lose like 3,000 attack from that point, and then just punching them for 10k damage. It happens a lot. It's almost the backbone of the deck even. It's very, very good. Cards are very, very important. This card feels really bad to banish off the top 3, by the way, so I wouldn't hate playing a second copy of this, just to make sure that you always have access to it. Then we have our generic Pendulum monster supports. We've got 3 Shade the Obscure and 3 Pendulum Treasure. Pendulum Treasure is really, really good. I would always play 3 of this card. It's one of your best starters, as it just can put Gepredo into the extra and get you straight into Terminus, which feels great. Shade was alright. I really don't like this card when I go second. That's the only thing I really didn't like about it. It just doesn't trade well in an interaction. But it is a high scale, which this deck doesn't have a ton of, and like it is a good card. Like, especially going first, this card's a phenomenal extender. But man, I hate this card going second. I think it's really bad going second. But you know, it's a good card. It's definitely like I didn't hate it at 3. I just would maybe cut it down to 2 in the future. Then we've got our Archmage one-ofs. We've got 1 Archmage Finmel, 1 Archmage Vandalism Assault, 1 Archmage Pact Awakening, and 1 Archmage Impasto Recapture. So most lists only play the Assault and the Recapture. I chose to play Pact Awakening and Finmel because it gives you a very solid line into Fuwalos, a card that this deck can really struggle with, especially if you're not playing this deck to be super unfair. This gives you a really solid line where you just go summon Non-Finito, set Pact Awakening, summon Medius, summon Nervado, fuse to make another Non-Finito, and then you get to summon Finmel from deck with the Nervado that goes to extra, and you get to set Recapture from deck. That gives you 3 interactions off of a single Non-Finito summon into a Fua. That's honestly really good. And that did come up. That line came up a ton during the tournament. I'm very happy I played these cards. Finmel's also just like a really good card. Summoning itself and drawing a card is legitimately very, very strong, especially going first. Honestly, so Adichia was at the regional, and I was sat diagonal from him during one of our rounds, and I think it was after his match was over, he was talking to the opponent about playing 3 of this card as like a going first option post side. And honestly, I might just main 3 of this card. I want to at least test it. I think he's onto something, because this card really does feel really, really good to draw. And it is technically a starter by like making Non-Finito, since it is a level 7 or higher Archmage monster. It's really good. I really like Finmel. Card is very, very strong. I was really happy with these cards all day. Probably my favorite innovation on the deck. Then we have our Vaylantz cards, the thing in this that had my opponents very confused. These cards were solid. They weren't like insane. They were definitely worse than they were in testing for me. But they were not bad by any means. And I'm still happy I played them. Solo Activation and Shinonome were still pretty good extenders. They just weren't like game winning like they had been in testing a lot of the time. I do kind of want to look for maybe a more. The big thing is I want to maybe look for an engine that's a little better into hand traps. The biggest thing is Droll. I got drolled so much during the event. Oh my god. Droll was a constant, and these cards are just not good in a Droll. Shinonome is a card that searches twice. That's like that's Droll's favorite kind of card. It's really rough. But these cards were good. Hilariously, I feel like the most impactful card for me out of this engine during the day was the field spells. Weirdly, just being able to like throw a field spell on your opponent's board and get rid of theirs was really good. I played against Odeon one round, and this came up constantly where I would use this and just out their Treasures of the Kings with it, which messed up all of their protection off of their man. Really, really strong. I will say though, a lot of my bad hands were due to me drawing these two cards. They're not awful; they're like extenders, but they aren't like starters. And that came up a lot where I would just draw like these and maybe another brick, and then I wouldn't be able to like play the game. It's really really frustrating stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna play around with this. Maybe I'll still stick with this engine, but I definitely want to try some other things. But it wasn't bad, and I do recommend trying it still. It is not bad by any means. It just doesn't work well with the current way the deck's played, which is the way most people are playing it with the Amorphage cards. Which, by the way, I'm very glad I didn't play. I didn't feel like I missed cards like that at all. I think all of my games I went first, I won. By the way, I don't think I lost a single game I went first. Didn't go first that many times because I lost 7 out of 8 die rolls, but I won all the times I went first. So the deck felt really good going first. I didn't feel like I needed help in that regard. Then we've got our hand traps. We've got 3 Fuwalos, 3 Impulse, and 3 Imperm. These cards were interesting. Impulse is crazy. Loved this card. Very, very, very good. Fua was really good in the matchups where it's good and really bad in the matchups where it's not great. My biggest issue with it was that a lot of the best decks right now just have really good Fua lines. They can end on multiple interactions through Fua. Um, yeah, it was just really rough. I didn't love Fua. And when I drew it going first, admittedly, which wasn't often because again I didn't go first very much, but when I did draw it going first, it was terrible, obviously. So I don't know. It's a card that might be a lot better in the side deck than the main deck. But when it's good, it's really good. I drew it twice into an Elf Note opponent, and I won both games, frankly, due to Fua. So I don't know. Card's good, but I don't know if it's worth maining right now. Imperm was not good. Don't play this card. Last minute I got really scared of like the mirror and other decks that like are gonna try and pseudo FTK me, and this card's really good into decks like that. But I didn't play against a whole lot of those. I played against the mirror one time, and it was great in that matchup. I opened Imperm plus Impulse, and that basically guarantees they don't end on the lock. And if they don't end on the lock, I probably win the game because their board isn't very strong otherwise. But man, Imperm just doesn't do enough into all the good decks. For the record, I played against 3 Cool Tune, 1 Doomsy, 1 Elf Note, 1 Power Patron, 1 Odeon, and 1 RB. Imperm was bad most of the time into those decks. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, not great stuff. Would definitely Impulse is still really good though. Definitely play Impulse. Card is crazy. Which is one of the things I really liked about the Veilance engine is that it plays super nice with Impulse. Then we have our board breakers. We've got 3 Fenrir, which is weird to call it a board breaker. 1 Talents, 3 Fallen in the Virtuous, and 3 Forbidden Crown to round out our non-engine. Again, these are all ones I had conflicting feelings about. Or not all of them, but some of these were. Fenrir was amazing. I will keep singing the praises of this card. This card's awesome. In fact, if I can, something I want to do is I really want to play the Odd Eyes extra deck monsters, which is Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, which is just a really good rank 7 line you can do in Pendulum decks specifically, and it would make Fenrir even better because, man, I love this card. It feels phenomenal in this deck. A free extender that gets you an extra body you can pen summon later that also helps you break boards. He's perfect. He's my goat. I saw him all day during the day, and he was great. He was phenomenal. Love this card. Forbidden Crown is also really good. Card is $80 at the moment for a reason. Card is very, very, very strong. It was great in all my Cool Tune matchups. It was just great in general. Like, honestly, if I drew this card, I was feeling really good about my chances of winning the game. Really, really strong card. The only downside is it's really hard to kill your opponent depending on what you have to crown. But it wasn't like the end of the world if I couldn't kill my opponent because this deck's so good at eating away at just dealing with all of the opponent's follow-up that, like, it really doesn't matter because the Vidolium being able to banish the whole grave and the Vidolia locking your opponent out of graveyard effects means that not being able to kill your opponent isn't nearly as bad for this deck as it is for a lot of other decks. And then Fallen in the Virtuous was honestly pretty lackluster. It's a good card, but I just didn't see it very often. And when I did see it, it was just all right. Honestly, I will probably cut this card in the future just to free up extra deck space, maybe for that Odd Eyes combo, maybe for some other stuff I come across. This deck has so many options, it's really hard to decide what to use the extra deck space on, and I don't think this card was a good choice for that, to be honest. It's a good card, I just think I can use the extra X space better. That's really what it is. And then Talents was really good. Talents is crazy. Very, very glad I chose to play that over the Called By in the main deck. And that's it for the main deck. 56 cards. It was pretty good. I have some issues with the non-engine, and I might change some engine ratios around. But overall, this deck was really, really strong. Now onto the extra deck. We've got the 1 Nerva, 1 Jupiter, and 1 Genora. These are all mandatory. I shouldn't need to explain how these work. They're all these two are really good for breaking boards. Was really happy with them all day. People also just don't know how to play around these cards effectively. Like the power that they represent off of just a single guy is so good. We're on 2 Non-Finito and 1 Dragos Tapelia for our other fusion monsters. Non-Finito is great. Very, very, very good card. I'd argue it is like one of the best tools this deck has access to. And it's really important for your Fua line as well. And then Dragos Tapelia is the monster you'll be making with the Non-Finito most of the time. There are other things you can play. I really wanted to try and fit an Ilia Sylvia or Deactorus into the deck, and I just couldn't, especially with Fallen and the Virtuous in the deck. But they're really good. I would really like to, because Ilia Sylvia is crazy and it's very easy to set up, so I don't know. I like Dragos Tapelia, though. I do think you should play this card no matter what, because it's just so easy to make. A lot of the times, if you have to end on a half board, Dragos Tapelia is really important for that. Then we have 1 Varudros and 1 Baguska. Varudros is insane, obviously. A huge part of the deck's end board. Baguska, in testing, this card was insane. In my actual rounds, this card was not very good. I just didn't make it very often. Because a lot of the times, I just weighed out whether or not it would be worth it to lock myself under this, because a lot of my interactions don't work under this card. And most of the time I decided, no, it wasn't really worth it. Even though I played against a lot of Cool Tune. It's probably because I didn't go first very often, but like I just didn't ever feel like I needed to end on this card. So this might get swapped out for either another rank 4 or again just some other good extra deck monster, but Baguska was pretty bad. Obviously you want to play it for like if you're on the Amorphage stuff, but we're not. So I didn't really like it. This card kind of felt bad during the day. So I don't know. I might change that out for something else. Then we have 1 Beyond the Pendulum and 1 Exceed the Pendulum for our Pendulum links. These are both crazy. You gotta play them. Sometimes I know that I had some lists in the channel that didn't play Exceed the Pendulum. That is a mistake. Play this card. It's so good. It's so important. It does so much for you. Play it. Both of these are very much mandatory. I kind of wanted to play a second Beyond the Pendulum because, it's not a once per turn. So if your opponent imperms it, you can just use another Pendulum monster and the Beyond the Pendulum that got negated to make a second one and just do it again, which is very funny. But I couldn't fit it. This deck has such a tight extra. And then we have 1 access code, 1 IP, and 1 SP. These were all very, very good. IP came up constantly, SP came up constantly, and access code came up constantly. All these cards were very good. I'm really glad I decided to play all of these. I really think you just need good utility link monsters in this deck. It is a Pendulum combo deck, and Pendulum combo decks really need link monsters to do well. All of these were super good. And then finally we have the Albion and the Ecclesia. Don't really have to say anything about these cards. They're good. Fallen of the Virtuous, good card. Again, we might cut them for other stuff because Fallen of the Virtuous kind of underperformed. Then for the side deck, I've got my going first side plan of choice, which is 1 Super Dreadnought Railkin and Flying Launcher, 1 Planet Pathfinder, and 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This engine is so that you can make this with 2 10s, search Planet Pathfinder, extra normal Planet Pathfinder, because Flying Launcher is a broken card, and then search Secret Village, which won me the game every time I did it. It was very good into the matchups where my opponents were on pretty spell-heavy decks. Very dumb stuff. This card's very broken. Although that being said, something I only realized after playing the Odeon opponent is that Flying Launcher's kind of a good card going second as well. And just in general, because you can go 2 10s and a Flying Launcher, search Planet Pathfinder, which is an extender because it gets you to any field spell, so it can get you to Vidolia or the Vaylantz fields, and Flying Launcher can detach materials to pop that many spell traps. So it's also removal, which is honestly really good. Like, an extender that gets you removal as well is super high value. I honestly might play this card in the main deck in the future. It was actually kind of really good. And main decking this like Secret Village line might be really good. I don't know. But bare minimum, I really like these cards. Even in a scenario where I wasn't Secret Village locking, these cards have a lot of utility outside of that. If I played into a matchup where Fallen and the Virtuous wasn't very good, I would normally just like side this in along with the Planet Pathfinder, just because it was more utility than like the Fallen and the Virtuous in some matchups. Like against RB where they have stage landing, so they can just protect all their guys. I thought Fallen and the Virtuous was just not worth playing, so I put this in instead. It was pretty good. I liked it. After that, we've got our hand traps on the side. We got 2 Ash Blossom and 2 Droll. I was on 3 Ash Blossom, but I decided to cut it for a copy of Called by the Grave, which did basically what I was doing with Ash Blossom, but I think it was a little better. And then Droll is a good card. What do you want me to say? Good into Rogue. I'm kind of happy I played it, although it didn't really come up a ton. Both of these were fine. I didn't really have any issues with them. I'm happy I played them, I guess. Then we have the one Called by the Grave. Card good. This card was very, very good, actually. I'm very glad I played this. And then we have the 3 Lightning Storm and 1 Feather Duster. These cards are really strong. Although that being said, I was hoping they'd be a little stronger. Into Cool Tune, they were kind of middling, but admittedly, I don't really think there's another card that is better into Cool Tune outside of maybe Super Poly. So, I don't know, maybe I'll try Super Poly again in the future, but yeah, these cards were just okay. A lot of the time, if I'm putting these in post side going second into a deck, they would side into something that could stop this card, which was kind of frustrating. So, I don't know. Card was fine. It was okay. Could have been better, though. And then finally, I've got 3 copies of Raw Sphere Mode, which is taking the place of the Lava Golems I've had in a lot of my lists in the side. My thought process behind this is that while Lava Golem's better into Cool Tune, this card is way better into all of the other decks I'd want to play this for. The main thing is the Medius decks. This beats pretty much every Medius deck. Every Medius deck ends on 3 or more monsters, and this card just eats them alive. The other thing I liked about it is if a deck decided to like Christia lock me, this card beats that, which is really good. So I really liked it. It only came up once against Elfno. But I still think it was good. It's mostly just because I didn't go to a lot of game 2s where I went second and drew this card. But when I drew it, it was good, except for against Doomsday, where I fooed them and they ended on 1 monster, and so I didn't really get a chance to use it. But, I mean, it's good. I think this card is legitimately very good, and I think it is worth playing for sure with the amount of nonsense in the format. I think this is very good at dealing with that nonsense. And that's been the list. I have some other things I want to say. Or just talk about. This deck I think has really good matchups into all of the really good decks in the format. Although that being said, I know a lot of people say this deck is like a free matchup into Cool Tune. I don't think that's true. Cool Tune's hand trap lineup is really strong against this deck, to be honest. Along with the fact that like if that deck goes first, they end on so many interactions that it can be really difficult to win. Although I say that I did beat 2 out of my 3 Cool Tune opponents, and the only reason one of them won is because they drew Droll against me going first, game 3. And honestly, that was kind of the only reason I couldn't push through everything. So, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm just, it's just because I lost to one of them that I'm saying that. But, no, this deck's very good into the meta decks. I think it struggles a little bit into the Medius decks because of how high powered their boards are, but that's really it. Otherwise, I feel like this deck's very strong. Something else I want to say is, I beat 7-time YCS champion Kamal Crooks in my round 7 and didn't realize it was him. I just thought it was funny to talk about. He was on Cool Tune, and the deck did very well against that deck in that matchup. I'm not gonna lie, I drew very well over the course of the 2 games we played. My draws were great. I went Finmel, draw a card after it hand trapped me twice and drew into Talents, and I felt like the biggest sack in the world because I was. It was very stupid. My matchups, by the way, were round 1 was Cool Tune, round 2 was RB, round 3 was what was it? It was Elf Note. Round 4 was Power Patron, which was the Amorphage build. Round 5 was Doomsday, which I did lose. Round 6 was Odeon. Round 7 was Cool Tune. And round 8 was also Cool Tune, which I lost that one. So we went X2 overall. Really, really good. I hope to do better at my next regional. And I hope to see you all there with the updated profiles. I'm also going to keep working on the combo video. Honestly, I think I'm going to just throw in... I think I'm going to have my combos for the new combo video, for the coming up combo video, all have the Chaos Origins support because it's coming up so close that that'll just be more useful for people. So I hope you all are looking forward to that. I also want to just release a guide on the Chaos Origins support in general, so look forward to that as well. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.